And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
FBI, open up!
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Shan. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time. Got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So you're an eyewitness to this whole situation with Trump.
I just want to make it very clear. I was on the far left. What happened on the right of Trump, and when I say I was on the far left, I'm on the far left of Trump. So if Trump is facing the crowd, I'm to his left. So I'm more to the left. I did not see what happened over to the right. I could hear shots coming from that side, but I could not visually see the chaos happening on that side. I could only see the chaos happening on my side, which nobody is talking about.
But we're going to talk about it today. So what time was this? So introduce yourself to the people. Tell them where you're from.
Okay, so my name is Shannon. My friends call me Shan. I'm not conservative Shan on TikTok. I used to have a big following. Several accounts got taken down. Don't put that much time into it anymore. So I'm not like super big social media. Plus, I had FBI harassing me after January 6th for a long time. So I kind of like laid low on social media. I'm from Pennsylvania. I live in Bedford County. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. I'm a nurse. And so what else do you want to know?
And then you've been to several of these Trump events in the past, right?
That was probably my 7th one.
So when you go to this one, what was the atmosphere like, and was it any different from the other ones you've been?
From the beginning, for sure. And me and my husband had bantered all day about how different everything was and how chaotic it was and how it was like a free-for-all, because you typically like you have to go early to like get a good seat, for sure, 100%. Like if the doors open at 1, you better be there at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning standing in line, or else you're going to be standing in the way back, like, or not even in the venue, right? Like if you show up at 1 o'clock, you're just not getting into the venue at all. So normally, like, we find a place to park. Even if we have to pay to park, we walk, stand in line, make friends with everybody. We take chairs, we pregame, like we take shots, like super fun atmosphere all day, like amazing. And it just was not that way. Like we couldn't find anywhere to park. There was no direction on where to park. Like I couldn't see anybody lined up like we normally could. Like it was just really hard to find. And then when we did find where we were supposed to park, it was just chaos. Like cars this way, cars blocking the road, like no type of organization whatsoever from the very beginning. So we did end up paying to park. We got in to the line. It was like we got there at 6:30, but we didn't even get in line until almost 8 o'clock because we couldn't figure out what the heck we were doing, and that is so not normal. So we stood in line. We made friends with like a couple people, but people were rude. Like people were not nice. Like people were not nice around us. Um, and then the gates opened at 1 and we got in and there was no Trump security anywhere. And that's something that was a super red flag to me, that there was no Trump security. It was only Secret Service and maybe a couple state troopers. There was
and there
nobody.
usually is Trump security. He has his own.
Every single rally that I've been to, there has been Trump security. They're the big dudes in green, right? Like, I don't know if people think that they're Secret Service, but they're not. Like, the big dudes, they call them the Vikings. And everybody can look up that security. That's who Trump hires. But they're just big dudes in green, and I didn't see them anywhere, which I thought was really weird because they always have the line super organized. Like they have a spot where people can like wiggle out to go to the bathroom. And like we weren't even like people were yelling at us for doing that. They wanted us to go back through a line of thousands and thousands of people to exit to get to the bathroom and come back through the line. Like it was a mess. Like it was a
Yeah.
mess. And then we got into the venue, and a lady grabbed my child by the arm and drug her down the aisle. We actually stepped out to like get a drink and go to the bathroom. We went out to the vendors, and on our way back, it was like kind of smushed. So we were like arms tucked, trying to wiggle our way back. This child has some very visible issues, okay, like arms. There's marks there. There's some marks there. Something that we're very well aware of. Okay, as a parent, we're very well aware of what's going on. This lady grabbed her by the arm and drug her down the aisle and showed everybody that she passed this child's arm before she brought her to me and said, "Is this your kid?" Which I almost fought with this lady because I was like, "In what world is it okay to touch somebody's minor?"
Who
Like what?
was the lady?
I don't know. She was a random lady that was sitting in front of us. It was really, really, really sketch. So I ended up going to talk to Secret Service because they are the only security there. Like they're the only security around. Because I'm upset, she's upset. Like obviously, I know that, like we know what's happening there. We brought her to a Trump rally, tried to get her mind off of things, and then she was very upset. It just was not a good day for her. So I'm reporting this to Secret Service, and then they made me wait back there. And during that time, another Secret Service guy came and physically like pushed. He's a male, and he physically put his hands on me. Didn't say a word. Pushed me out of the way and open. It wasn't like, "Hey, I have to move this gate," or "Can you move back so I can open this gate so I can?" Like he literally put his hands on me and pushed me out of the way. And then they came back to tell me that they couldn't do anything about this adult touching my minor child, that they couldn't enforce anything. I'm like, "You guys are the only security here. Like, what if she would have been kidnapped or like hurt or injured?"
Yeah.
It was just really weird. And then at about 3 o'clock, and I've never been to a Trump rally where I was blocked in. So at 3 o'clock, they closed all of the barricades from like the stage to the seats. Like everybody in the back that weren't sitting, they weren't closed in. Like they were kind of all in the back of the venue. But everybody that had seats that was like up front towards the stage, they were all barricaded in at 3 o'clock. And they made it extremely difficult to go out to even go to the bathroom, which is another thing that's not typical.
You're
So
able
the
to like
last
come and
strange
go
thing,
normally.
what's that?
Normally you're able to just come and go.
Correct, because there's tons of vendors and food and stuff out there.
We got
Um,
a Biden supporter in the have fun in the toilet. All right.
so the last thing that I saw before Trump landed that was really super weird was that Trump security like runs a tight ship, right? Like once like before Trump gets there, you have to be in your seat sitting. Like you cannot be out in the aisles like swarming the stage up front, like standing on your chairs, like none of that. Like you have to be in your seat sitting or you can leave. A group of people like swarmed the front of the stage, and Trump volunteers were like, "You guys can't be standing there, like you have to go back to your seats." And nobody listened to them, and everybody reported it to Secret Service. Secret Service didn't do anything about it. And while yes, it was rude because people couldn't see, I turned to my husband and I was like, "What if something were to happen to Trump and they couldn't get to that stage? Like they're literally blocking access to the stage and nobody cares. Literally nobody cares." And I thought that was the weirdest thing. So those are like looking back, and even then I thought the whole day was really, really weird.
What about sharpshooters on the roof? Did you notice, like in
Every
past
rally,
rallies?
yes. So every rally I've been to, and that has been outside, because I have been to a couple that were inside, and I'm sure they were in there. I just couldn't visibly see them. But every like airport rally or outside venue rally that I've been to, any surrounding roof, the snipers were on the roofs ready to go before Trump even landed or got to the venue.
So when you get there, you don't see snipers all over the place?
No, it's not until before Trump arrives. Like, it's
And then
almost like, okay, we're coming over with the motorcade, or okay, we're about to land. Make sure everything's up and ready to go before we land or before we even enter the property.
now, what time did they say he was going to be there? What time did he arrive?
So he was supposed to start speaking at 5. I don't think he came out on stage until like 6 o'clock on the dot.
And what was the mood like? What was the atmosphere like?
When he got there, it was like it seemed normal. Like, everybody was up and recording and cheering and that type of stuff. Like, when he got there, from what I could see, everything was normal. But about, I don't know, I'm gonna estimate like 5 to 7 minutes of him speaking, my husband said, "Babe, look up to the left," which would have been Trump's right. He said, "That guy's getting his sniper ready. Like, he's getting it in position. Like, he can't do that unless
Oh,
there's a
so
credible
you
threat."
could see a direct line to the sniper from where you're sitting?
We could see. So, like, to the roof, I'm trying to think from Trump's perspective. To the far right, yes. So that was the roof to the far right of Trump, correct?
Yeah.
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 So we had a clear line of vision of him getting his stuff set up, and Dan's like, that should, and he said he didn't even think anything of it. And even after the first shot it was probably 3 to 4 minutes after he told me that the first shot went off. And even after the first shot went off, I was like it didn't even process until the second shot went off, and that sounded a little bit closer, because I was like, "Oh my God, people are shooting from everywhere. Like, I have to get these kids on the ground."
And
So
you were
that's when I
filming during that time, right?
No, well, I was, but I wasn't filming at the time. So I actually, that footage that you have is not mine, but I saw it. Like, I was not actually filming at that time, but I can confirm that was on the left side of the stage. And I saw that because the
Same
people that were
area
yelling,
as you, right? Same.
right, right, they were yelling like a little bit closer to the front. They were yelling, "He's over there, he's over there." And you can literally see people in the bleachers to the left of Trump, not to the right of Trump, to the left of Trump. You can see people looking over the bleachers and getting Secret Service attention that the shooter came from over there. And that's where the other 2 people were injured, actually, was on those bleachers over on that side.
So it was where the person was shot in the bleachers. They were near you on that side, right?
There were 2 injured. Those are not the ones that suffered fatality. I don't know how I want to say that. And
Fatality.
I don't, I kind of
Yeah.
want to be careful on the internet.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was actually on the opposite. That was on the opposite bleachers. So he was on the bleachers to Trump's right, in front of Trump. So Trump had, to give you kind of a visual, Trump had bleachers behind him. He had bleachers to his left, and he had bleachers to his right, and all of the seats in the front. So the bleachers to his right was where Corey was. I was closer to the bleachers to the left, but I was in the seats kind of on the ground. Okay, this works out good. Okay, so it looks like we're looking to the front. If that's the stage.
It's on the top right. The law
Yeah,
enforcement, that's
so
where the sniper was. So you were in front of that stage.
to the left. To the left of Trump, to our right. So it would have been, looking at this, it would have been to the right.
Yeah, right above where it says stage where, right above the W, you would be, right?
Yeah, yep, right about there. Even closer, though, even closer to the front of the stage.
You said about 5 rows back.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Now, this is packed with people at the time. The whole place is packed.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to see, where is that? Are you able to like zoom out of it at all so I can see the
No,
building?
this is that the building where the gunman was is on the top left. This is as big as the picture was.
Okay.
So
I
it
don't see
says the wounded attendee was right there on them bleachers. You see the round circle?
Yeah.
They're saying the person that was
So that's where, right. So that's to Trump's right.
Yep.
That's where Corey was. That was Corey. But they're not talking about the man that got shot to my right, to Trump's left.
Yeah, so you're sitting there, what happens?
So Trump's speaking, and the first shot goes off, and like I said, I don't think anybody really processed it. And then the second shot went off, which seemed closer to the left side from behind. And I didn't know what to do except for throw my kids on the ground, because I'm thinking, like, shots are coming, like, people are shooting from everywhere. Like, we're literally in the middle of a mass shooting. Like, one of these kids are gonna get hit. But then at that point, I'm like, okay, I have to get my head straight here so I can see what's going on, right? So I, I could hear them saying, like, the shooter's over there, and I look up at the bleachers, and they ran up to the man that got hit, which I thought at the time they were calling the shooter, because that's what it seemed like with the
Yeah.
information that I had at that time. But it wasn't. He actually got hit with a bullet from behind. If I know you're going to show the video to make it more clear to people, but he actually got, you can see him get hit and hold his belly. He got hit from behind the bleachers. But I didn't
Here.
I didn't physically see him get hit. I saw them run up to him and bring him down, which I thought he was a shooter.
Like
That's what they made it
forcefully,
seem like.
right? They were like forceful with
Yes,
them.
yes. They, like, in Secret Service, and I have to, like, look back. Secret Service wasn't nice to anybody. They weren't. They pushed me out of the way, and you know what I mean. So it's no, like, I'm not even surprised, but it did seem like he was not innocent.
Well, let's take a look at this video.
Okay, so that's where I was, just to give a perspective. That's how close I was. That's, like, to the left of the stage there. And then I kind of spin around to give a visual of, oh no, I don't. That's not the right video. Yeah, so that's just kind of where I was in the crowd.
All right, here's one of where the shooting starts, I think, right?
Yeah. So that's when the shots were fired on the left side. Like, shots were fired. So this is looking at the stage. This is to Trump's left. This chaos happening right now is to Trump's left, and they're trying to get they're trying to get Secret Service's attention that it's over here. Like, he's over here.
So was there shots coming from where you were sitting? Were there shots coming from that side?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There were shots coming from both sides. 100%. 100%.
Do you think the
120%.
Do you think the police were the ones shooting, or
At
was it
first
someone
I
else?
did. At first I thought that maybe they shot the shooter, because they were like, the shooter's over there, the shooter's over there. And it appeared that they were aggressively pulling this man off the bleachers on the left side, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, he was right next to us. I thought that he was bleeding, so I thought that they had shot him because he was the shooter, and now they're bringing him down. But yeah, I don't, the shots were fired, but if you look at the video from before, they actually come from behind the bleachers.
Do you think it's possible that they could have?
That law enforcement could have shot up that way
Yeah.
So if they're shooting from behind the bleachers, what would you think they would be pointing at?
An alleged shooter.
So if they're pointing at a shooter on the roof, they could have
No,
never
I
saw
mean, because they were pointing in the crowd too, right? Saying there's a shooter over there.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
think maybe the police might have got one of the wrong guys in the crowd?
it's possible. It's possible, just because I think that not all, I think that a lot of the Secret Service people that were there had no idea what was going on. Like, you could tell that there were people that were calm and collected, and it appeared that they knew exactly what to do and exactly which direction to get people out of. And then there were Secret Service agents that had no idea what was going on, and they looked just as panicked and as everybody else. So
Yeah.
it's absolutely possible. But if you watch the video, I can't see them. I mean, unless the shooter was behind but the first shot goes off, and then the second shot you can hear goes off behind Trump. So I don't know that they would have the time to respond that quickly if it came from the left side, because they were trying to tell them, like, hey, he's over here, because they were looking to the right, and everybody on the left saying, like, hey, he's over here, look over here. So I think a shooter fired on that side for sure. Whether or not it was a cop, I don't know.
I have pictures of Secret Service agents hiding behind Trump and a pile of other agents hiding.
I believe that.
Right here.
Yeah. That
That's
doesn't
not
surprise.
protecting. That's not
No.
protecting someone. Female
No.
Secret Service agent hiding behind person she's hired to protect.
Yeah, no.
Tell me more
Right.
about the wage gap.
It doesn't, like, it doesn't make any type of sense. And even, I mean, they say that the bullet came from the back right of Trump. Am I correct? I don't know what happened on that side. That's what they're saying, though.
It's saying like to his right up from the building.
So
Here,
from up
I
front.
got the picture again right there. See
So
the
they're saying-
location of
So
the
the
gunman's
location.
body?
Okay, so right over here. So they're saying it came from the front. So tell me how. So tell me how, if he's facing to he's facing to the right reading a chart, but his left ear is sticking out, right? Not his right ear. His left ear is the one facing the shooter. So tell me how that shot came from the front and pierced the back of his right ear. Because
It is kind of weird, right? You see the angle of where it is.
that's what I'm saying,
Like,
because he was
he would
faced,
have to
like,
been turning like
yeah,
a lot more.
right, because he was faced at the chart, which exposed his left ear, not
Where
his
was the
right
chart
ear.
located? Is that where the stands are? That screen right there? Is that where he was looking?
Yeah. And they were on both sides, but he was faced to the right looking at that chart there because it was closer to him.
Yeah, that's kind of
Like, how, like, that's his left ear. Like, think about it. Like, that's your left ear, and if they're saying the shots came from the front, how did it clip his right ear and not his left ear?
went around his head.
Yeah.
It's a magic bullet once again.
I'm telling you, a lot of those shots came from the left side, and I think the right side was just a distraction shot.
You think so?
Absolutely. I think he fired first because, like I said, my husband was like, babe, he's getting his, like, they knew that there was somebody there, and well enough time to get Trump off that stage and get him off and put away. Like 100%, 1,000%. They had plenty of time to at least get him on the ground. And that first shot was fired, and that shot sounded way farther away. And then that second shot was fired, and it sounded way closer to me and from behind. And I'm absolutely 100%. There were shots fired on the left side.
There's a bullet whizzing by his head.
Yeah, which would have clipped his right ear.
And look where the direction is that the bullet is in.
Yeah.
If you look at that chart, it kind of doesn't make sense.
No. None of it does. None of it does. And I've actually, like, had people gaslight me so bad. Like, my dad has been gaslighting me for 24 hours. Like, I've been watching it on TV for 24 hours. Like, I don't care what snippets you see on TV, dude. Like, you weren't there. It's crazy. I don't even, it's hard to explain and put it at, like, but as a mother, you, like, almost have to, like, be super aware of your surroundings. Like, you have to, like, stop it. Like, okay, we gotta, like, game on. How are we gonna get out of here? How are we gonna
You
shield
got
the
your
kids?
kids there and shootings going on. You don't know
Right,
what.
right. And most people are panicked. And I did at first. I didn't let the kids see me panic. I was like, that's why I threw them to the ground. I was like, oh my God, people are shooting everywhere. Like, this is gonna be like a mass casualty event. We're blocked in. People talked about thank you. People talked about us not getting up and running, but where are we going to go? They had us barricaded in. They literally had us barricaded in. So it's 3
So
o'clock in the afternoon.
there was no way
There's
to
no
walk out. There
exit.
was no little
No.
trails to leave there.
No.
Wow.
And people, of course, were jumping over that barricade, but I'm like, that's just not a great idea. Like, everybody needs to stay down.
Because you
Like,
don't know where they're coming from.
right. I said, I don't know if there's still shooters. Like, we're staying right here because we're not going to go into a flooded exit where we get into a situation where we can't get ourselves out of. Like, everybody stay put, stay on the ground, breathe. It's going to be fine. As soon as they say it's safe to stand up, we'll leave. And at that point, when they picked Trump up off the ground, then they were saying that it was okay to evacuate.
Here, I got another the video. Let's check it.
Look that way! He's over there! Keep him over there! Is he hit?
See him looking
Oh,
behind the bleachers?
yeah, they were going. Did you see that?
They were
Who's-
looking behind the bleachers.
The guy on. Who is this? What are they doing on them bleachers?
The guy, so they're trying to tell him that there's somebody behind there.
Oh, so there possibly could have been another person.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. 100.
Yeah.
Somebody was shooting from over there, but you didn't show the video of the actual bullet coming from behind.
Treason!
If you
Oh, that one,
want to
yeah.
really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Boom! You can see the bullet spark. You guys ready for that again? Watch slow motion.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
And that guy, like up at the top corner, he's one of the ones that got hit. So yeah, they and I don't. I
Oh,
watched that
the guy in the white shirt.
No, well, he had red, white, and blue like jacket type thing on. There was a blue. There
I
was a guy.
see
In the,
him.
there was a
I
guy
see
in the
him.
blue, and then there was a guy like right below him that had that red, white, and blue. Like it should zoom in. I'll show you. I'll tell you where to
want to
stop.
really see something that said,
See,
take a
he
look
has
at what
that
happened.
red, white, and blue stuff. He got
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
and he came down holding his
Wanna
belly.
really see some.
The guy right there, right?
Yes, yes,
With the red, white, and blue that's
Yep.
looking up with the cowboy hat on.
yep. He got hit.
Oh, so is that the father, the fireman?
No, he's alive. He got hit, but he's alive. The guy, Corey, the father firefighter guy, was on the complete opposite side. Like he was on Trump's right on those bleachers. And that's what people are not comprehending. Everybody thinks that I'm talking about Corey, the firefighter, and I'm not. I don't know what happened on that side. It was way to my far left, like to my left, Trump's right.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea the chaos that was happening because we had enough chaos going on over here that didn't pertain to the firefighter or any of that.
So the firefighter was on Trump's right,
Where they said the shots came from. Mhm.
and the other people that were injured are on the left.
These are
The
on my
people
side. These are on the far left. Yes.
Now they survived. The people that were on the side where
As
you
far
were.
as I know. Yeah. Which is why why isn't he being interviewed? Why isn't anybody talking about him? Because he knows he got hit from behind the bleachers. That's why.
It'd be wild if that's comes to light. I mean, no one knows about that yet.
It's
I
I have it on my TikTok, and it's like, well, I'm sure that's how you found me. Like, I'm actually like almost afraid for my life at this point because it got a lot of views, and freaking FBI harassed me for 2 weeks over January 6th.
What was that like? What? How were they coming after you?
So they came and to my front door after January 6th, a couple weeks later, because I used my debit card in the subway station in DC, and they harassed me then and assured me that they would find something to charge me on and take my nursing license for. And they actually, I was doing home health at the time. I was a wound nurse, and they followed me to like every house. I had a black SUV everywhere I went for a while, and then the State Department showed up after that and threatened to take my nursing license. I was like, honest to God, like, and I didn't do anything wrong. I was outside of a restricted area. I didn't even so much as go on the lawn of the Capitol building. I really didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. And it was like, if this is how it's going to be, like, you can take my nursing license. I don't even
You
want
just witnessed things, right? You were just there during the time and
Yeah.
weren't a part of it.
Right. Yeah.
It's wild. I'm not even political. The only reason I'm doing this show is because of this incident that happened, but I'm not political at all. I don't get involved with politics.
I hear ya.
It's too
It's dangerous.
much drama for me. Too much drama. It's dangerous.
for sure.
Obviously. Let's take a look at that video again.
Treason!
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
100% came from
Wanna
behind.
really see something that said, Take a look what happened.
Right? It does look like it came from behind.
What happened?
100%.
I mean, people are gonna say that's a ricochet, you know.
That's
A
what they're telling
ricochet.
me. And people, like I said, I have been gaslit for the last 24 hours and I'm sick of it. Like, I know what I saw, I know what I heard, I know what I see in that video, and it clearly shows it coming in from behind.
What
100%.
happened?
That's crazy.
Thing is said. Take a look what happened.
Oh
Where
my
do you
God.
guys think it came from? What do you
I can't
guys
see
think?
comments, I don't think.
It should be on the top right somewhere. Can you see it? Do you have another phone you can look at? You can see the comments that way.
It's okay, I don't have to.
So what? Here, I'll just post them on the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, how they report stuff in this day and ages. I mean, yeah, I can see it now. So, why this man isn't being reported on? I mean, I know that somebody lost their life, and that's obviously the bigger issue, but somebody also lived to tell it, to tell what happened on their side.
Coming from the right side of the screen. So that would be in
From
back of
the left.
Right?
Yeah. If it's coming from the right side of the screen, like in real life, real time, it's coming from the left. You're seeing it backwards. And that's what a lot of people...
It's confusing because the way it is, how Trump was facing this way, you're facing this way, and people aren't understanding the way it's set up.
Right. I can't tell you how many times I've had to say to Trump's left or to Trump's right, and they still are not. Like, I've used Trump's view as my main point so that people knew what left and what right. You know what I mean? Like, to Trump's left, to Trump's right. And they still don't. They're still confused.
Shout out to Pink Panther. Left to the right seems like. Here, let's watch it again.
Yeah, let's watch it again.
I should have slowed it down a little more.
Treason! If you want to really see something that's said, take a look what happened.
No way.
That was the first. Damn, that was the first shot that went off, right?
It was the second one.
The one where you could see it?
Yeah. Treason! If you want to really see something that's said, take a look what happened.
Oh, maybe it was.
You see that? It was the first shot that went off. And they knew, there's a video. I got the video. I could play that too. Where the guy said.
Because if somebody's shooting from this side, that's how he clipped the back of his right ear. I'm sorry. He was looking this way. And if the shooter was in front of him, he's not going to clip his right ear.
And the way this is set up, it looks like he wouldn't be able to clip his right ear from the way this is set up.
And how he would have been looking at that black screen right there. He's leaned towards that black screen.
Yeah, you're right.
And the building's over here, so if it truly did come from the front, right, it would have punctured probably his freaking temple.
Yeah, he would have to be looking like that.
But he wasn't. He was looking like this, and the thing came from, I'm telling you, shots came from the left.
Here, let's take a look at this other video I got. I think I have one where you could see it. I'm pretty sure I do. Hopefully I still got it.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit.
He's got a gun!
See, they're yelling. He's got a gun. No shots.
That was right outside the venue. Was that over by the roof?
I think this is over by the roof.
But which is really weird. Can you play that again? Because that seems so super close to the venue.
To our country. Probably 20 million people.
See the speakers?
Yeah.
Speakers are right there on a, it's like a forklift holding speakers up.
Yeah.
And you know, that's a little bit.
He's going down!
That was so much closer than what they. It's so much closer than what they explained.
You could hear all the shots in that one, but when you look at this other one, there's a lot of shots that went off. It was
Over
probably
here.
like, how many did you hear? How many shots did you hear?
Probably at the very least 5 or 6, and it had like that. I'm low estimating. Like obviously I wasn't counting, but I've seen videos where me and my kid counted 11.
11? I never sat and counted them all either.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
I don't care. That came from the left of the camera, or like the right of the video.
Take a look what happened.
Yeah, it looks like it.
100%.
But people are saying it's like a ricochet and things like that, right?
Yeah, of course they are, but I don't see anything being ricocheted. A ricochet from what? What did it hit? You know what I mean? What did it hit? For it to ricochet.
Look what happened. Look what happened.
Like, obviously, it hit the fence right there.
It's wild. You still there?
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Somebody
Yep.
called me.
Sorry. All right. So,
Okay, so it obviously hit the fence, and it could have ricocheted from there, but there were several other shots after that. And one that hit that man.
So you think it was a setup
Why
and they
can't I
found some
hear
kid
you?
to blame it
Can
on?
you hear me?
It's because you
Hold
got
on.
a phone call. If you go out of the link and come back in, it'll reset it.
I
Hello?
can't hear you.
You got to go out and come back in.
Oh, go out and come back in. How? How do I even do that?
Here, I'll do it. Just hit the link again.
Like exit out of the whole thing and like
Yeah.
use the link to come back in? Okay,
Mhm.
very fine.
All right, boom. She'll be right back. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. I got exclusive content over here. Nobody does it like Staxx. We're going to watch these videos again. All right, she's back.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, so if you get a phone call or anything, you just go out and come back in and reset it. Marta,
Okay.
thank you for watching. LB Green says, my mom is an armorer in the Marine Corps. I've been around guns my whole life. My dad
So what's
was,
your
so that
what's your
was
view
from
on
the
it?
barrel of the gun. What's your view on it, LB Green?
So that was
Good
from the
stuff,
barrel
Staxx.
of the
Thank
gun?
you.
That was like the first shot though.
It looked like it was the smoke coming out of the barrel of the gun. Like the
Oh.
Travis, how are you? Craig, Maureen, how are you? Bears and Cigars, how you doing? Big Boy Blue. Got a lot of people in the house. People love this type of content. Fish Slayer, SoCal, thank
finding
you for
out.
joining me.
Is definitely doing. I'm finding out. I made a lot of videos today. Like people want answers. Like people want to know what happened because it doesn't add up. Like even for me to say like shots came from the left, it still doesn't even. I mean, that would explain his right ear, right? That would explain like how the man on my side got hit. But like, why isn't the man on my side being interviewed?
Where's he at? I'll interview him. Where is he?
Like, I don't know. I don't even know that poor man's name, but like we should know his name, right? Like the news should be saying his name.
I keep hearing that the sniper guy got fired, that he got fired, and there's been no disciplinary on the people in the Secret Service. But
like I said, he knew that that man was up there like 4 minutes before we heard shots. Because my husband literally was like, he's getting his sniper ready.
They fumbled it pretty bad.
They did.
They did. They fumbled this whole thing. Here's another video. Look at all these people sitting taking pictures. Are those the people you were talking about?
Yes.
That were up on the stage?
That were up front.
And that guy's the guy that took that iconic picture.
Probably.
With the flag. And for them to leave his face open like that, it's just crazy for a photo op.
It's so bizarre. Well, he did say, wait. Like, he fought them.
Look at them ladies. Did you see those ladies? They look so confused on what to do.
I'm telling you, the majority of them did. Like, they didn't even know what to do. Like people, it was the whole day was chaos.
So, does this show anywhere where you were sitting?
I have to like zoom in a little bit. Let me see. So that would have been the stage here. No, because you see where the stage has this stars and no, that's at the bleachers.
Right to the
right. Why
right.
am I blind?
It would be your right, right? Our right. You would be on the
so
right.
It was more to our right. It looks like it's more down the middle.
Yeah, let's watch this one again.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit...
He's going down!
Stay over here.
See, there are different types of weapons going off.
Which to me, they all sounded the same in there, but that could have just been like a heat of the moment thing. But they are different.
They sound different.
Right? And how many did you count just there? Play that again. Let's count them.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit...
He's going down!
Stay over here.
Counted 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
I counted 8 shots.
And that didn't sound like the ones that came from the inside. So play the other ones again. So play the other one again.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
No. No.
That's a different... It's coming from a different angle. It has to be, because you can hear the difference.
100%.
Wow. So there was 2 people shooting.
They're 100%. I don't know what the hell went on the right side. Like I said, I'm not going to claim like I do. I know what happened on the left side, and I know what I heard, and I know what I saw, and there was absolutely like I actually at one point thought that that somebody was shooting behind me. Like that's how close it sounded.
Craig says 8. Mike Tyson says 7.
7 or 8 for sure.
Bitch Slayer says 10. Not all my messages are going through. I don't know. Staxx, not all my messages are going through.
That's
Nate.
weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not screening things, so should be able to post whatever. Unless it's disrespectful, then it doesn't let you post disrespectful things. Here, let's take another look at here we'll listen to the first one and then we'll go back.
And look what happened to our country.
Huh?
I was gonna say, so I don't know if you saw the picture of the guy unalived on the rooftop.
Yes, it's on my Patreon. Go check it out.
Okay, so he had like shorter, like longer hair, but it was dark. And the picture you just showed, the dude had long blonde hair. Like, it doesn't even look like the guy that's unalived on the roof. Like, did you notice that? Did anybody else notice that? Like, the
The
guy on the roof
picture,
had dark hair and it was shorter. The guy that they're showing that you had up just now had long blonde hair and glasses. Like, not, I mean, obviously his glasses could have been knocked off his
well,
face, but
on this video?
it was like right before. It was like the screen that you had up
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah, this
before.
one.
Yes. So he has long blonde hair. Trump did fight them, trying to get. He kept saying, "Wait, wait, wait," because they were pulling him down.
Probably 20 years.
Yeah, he was like, I want my shoes.
Yeah, like he was like really, and when they were trying to get him in the car, they were fighting it. He was fighting them. He wanted to stay.
And I seen one of the agents point his rifle right at Trump in the
Because
car.
he was fighting, they're saying because he was fighting, but literally, and take this with a grain of salt, okay? There's a lot of social media influencers on here, that are in the political realm, but Joe Biden last Monday literally said on public TV that Donald Trump needed to be in the bullseye. And then you have something like this happen. Why is he not being questioned? Number one. Number two, a really big social media influencer, Harry Sisson, the same thing. He was not happy with the Supreme Court's ruling about immunity. And he said, well, I guess the Secret Service and military can just go out and take out Donald Trump and his people because that's an official act. And then you have something like this happen. If I said something like that, my door would be kicked down. 100%.
Yeah.
So
It's
both of
crazy
them are
because
making...
now the investigation is going to be Biden's administration investigating it.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes no sense.
No, I know. Like, none of it makes sense. I still can't make sense of it.
We're in strange times.
It really is.
Times. Every day it seems like something's new. Once you think you hit the bottom, the floor drops out from under you.
Right.
Every day.
Somebody else posts something and you're like, oh my, like you put the, like, oh, that's the missing piece of the puzzle that I was like, oh, okay, this fits here. And it's like every day, it's like things come more and more clear about what happened that day. But I'll not, like, something tells me we'll never know.
Probably not.
We'll never know.
I think whatever we get from these videos, and I hear that there's a lot of information that keeps coming out because a lot of people were filming that day.
They were.
So there's videos from every angle.
There is. And I can't understand why I'm one of the only people that I've seen, like, on TikTok, like, posting my stuff. And a lot of people have commented on that too. I guess I'm not afraid. Like, I've dealt with this shit before. I'm not afraid. I don't know. Like, General Flynn follows me on Twitter.
Who's that?
Like, he was Trump's, he was the guy that got put in jail. He was on Trump's administration. And Doug Mastriano. And I met Marjorie Taylor Greene and Dan Scavino. Like, they all saw my videos. So, like, this isn't, like, the first time that something like this has happened to me. But, like, I'm actually, like, I'm the only one that's saying anything. So I'm half afraid.
We'll see what happens. But so I hear that the building where that guy was on top of, I hear that that was the police staging area.
I don't know. I did not realize that building was that close because after you showing me that footage, I did not realize how close that building was. That building should have been covered.
100%. Let me
Like,
see if
are
I can
you
get
absolutely
another.
kidding me?
I know, like that's the closest building, and like that makes no sense. Even the
Like,
water tower wasn't covered. The water tower is up on the top left. It's
you know
out
what?
of the camera.
I didn't even take notice of the water tower.
Watch, I'm going to show you. I'm going to try
Okay.
to get a better picture of overview of everything. All right, bam. Let's see. I want to get one with everything in it. All right, here's one. This one doesn't have the water tower in it.
The water tower, I feel like, was a little bit farther back behind the building or to the
All
side
right,
of the
here
building.
we got one. I got another one. Boom. The water tower is on the top right, all the way to the right in the middle. You see it? That white ball? That's the water
over
tower.
here. Yeah, so it was a little bit farther back, but still clean line of Trump.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because his head wasn't turned that way.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
You're
no,
right.
it was his head was turned that way, but it like for them to have hit his right ear, he almost would have had to have been looking at the other chart, like to the left. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like his left ear is the one that was exposed. Like I don't understand how it could have got to his right ear.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But then you saw the bullet hole in his jacket.
Yeah, what was that from? The bullet hole in his jacket.
That couldn't have come from over there.
Let me get a picture of that if I could get one. Here, I found it. This was posted 2 hours ago. Here's the picture of his bullet hole in the jacket. So obviously a bullet went through his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying he must have got hit. He must have got shot in the chest.
He absolutely. There's a clear hole there.
Yeah, but he would have had a bullet. He would have had to have a bulletproof vest on or something, right?
He always does. Yeah, that's a given. That's a total normal thing for him. Absolutely.
Do you think people would know if he got shot
in the chest?
in the chest?
No, because everything happened so quickly. You know what I mean? That he stood up and I think it was kind of just there. But how did it get there? And from what direction? Because it didn't come from the freaking right side.
Here, I got a clear one here. Let me show you this. Here's the picture. That's allegedly the hole in his jacket right there where the cursor is. Image shows Trump shot in the chest in assassination attempt July 13th, but survived due to bulletproof jacket. And look where the shot is. How did the shot get on that side of his body?
When he was turned with this side.
When he was turned. It makes no sense.
Unless it came from the front left.
Yeah, from kind of near where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
I know, and I don't know, like, people take one narrative that the news gives them, and that's the only narrative that exists. Everything else that anybody else says is a conspiracy theory. You're crazy, you're delulu, you don't know what you were hearing. The only narrative that exists is the ones that the news media puts out. And they won't hear anything else. I know.
I don't believe anything the news says. Remember,
Well,
this is
thank
for
God.
entertainment purposes only.
Treason! If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. Want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
It came from the left, behind.
All right, listen to this.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit...
He's got a gun!
They're yelling, he's got a gun. There's other videos of people pointing to the guy on the roof. There's a guy on the roof right there. And they don't do nothing. And the guy with the sniper rifle is just, what, looking through the scope at nothing?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. He looks a little concerned there.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. So I heard that he was like, "Can I take the shot?" And they wouldn't let him. So why not?
I've heard that. I've heard that too. I like obviously we're never going to be able to confirm that, but that is something that I've heard too. It makes
Stay over here.
That sounds close, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there. He's on the roof,
There's more shots.
buddy.
I just seen his hair go up. They shot him in the head.
Holy fuck.
Well, if they hit anybody over there.
Did he pull up a shot?
All right, so you're at the rally, right? You're in front of Trump. He comes on the stage. Just give me a detail of what exactly you seen and how it unfolded.
Okay. He lands. He comes out. Everybody's going crazy. Everything's normal. He starts talking for a couple minutes. Tons of people are recording at this point, right? Because everybody does. I think I was even recording at one point and I stopped because my arm got tired. And then he's looking to his, gosh, I have said this so many times that I'm starting to like get confused.
To his
So
right.
he's looking to his right, correct?
Mhm.
He's reading that chart, and my husband points out and this was like 5 to 7 minutes of him talking. Okay, so like I'm estimating, and he did not talk very long before this all took place. And then my husband pointed out the Secret Service agent to his top right on that building, getting his sniper ready, and it was pointed towards the right. It was not pointed back here.
Yeah.
So the first shot went off, which I thought sounded farther away, but the way that it seems is those shots were fired behind us, the first ones. I'm not sure. Like, so at that point, we're getting to the ground after I heard the second shot. I stand up, or no, because I hear the people saying, he's over here, he's over here. And then I kind of look up, and that's when the guy, they're all looking over the bleachers, and Secret Service is coming over to the left side of the bleachers, not the right, the left of Trump. The left bleachers, not where Corey was. That's where people are getting confused. This all happened on the left side. So Secret Service goes over there and like starts inspecting there, and they're all looking on the, which you saw in that video, they're looking on the other side of the bleachers at something or someone, I don't know. And then they said shoot her down. So then at that point, and then they stood Trump up. So at that point, and several other shots were going off at this point, but I'm on top of my kids, right? So at that point, that's when they bring the guy down off the bleachers who was bleeding, who I thought at that time was the shooter, because that's exactly how it seemed. But I know now he was not the shooter, that he was wounded. And like, he's the person in question, right? Like, he's who I want to hear from.
Yeah. So they take him, they pull that guy out of there? Like, what did they throw him in an ambulance?
I would assume they took him out to the left, out that way, and I didn't see him again. So,
and what happens with you and your family? You're still
so that's when I said,
trapped in
like,
there?
I kind of stood up and they stood Trump up, but at the time, everybody was kind of flooding, and I'm telling the kids, like, nobody's going anywhere. Like, we're staying right here. We're not flooding the exits, like, in case something, you know what I mean? Like, until we get the okay. Because I don't want to get us stuck in a position where we can't get out of. Like, it's just not smart. Like, we're staying right here. The kids were not, like, on the ground on their bellies, but they were sitting, like, kind of crouched down at that point because people were starting to stand up. But I told the kids, like, just stay sitting. And I was kind of sitting in my chair at that point looking around, and then they they got Trump up and we were able to, they said that we can evacuate at that point, which the evacuation too was not, again, it was not, you think it would be like coordinated, like use this exit, don't go near, like everybody was exiting from everywhere.
It was just scattering. They were just scattering.
Yes.
That's wild.
It's
You would
so
think
wild.
like something like this happens, they want to like talk to people and see what's going on.
I know it's so wild. It's so, and another thing that blows my mind is we were closed in, like we were barricaded in. Like that blows my mind.
Thank you, Fish. Appreciate it. My wife is calling. I have dinner. Have a great evening, people. Again, thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. He says I stopped watching the news a long time ago. Me too.
Good for you.
This woman is 100% credible, people are saying.
Oh, thanks.
Year lines up just off to the left.
That's what we're saying.
Definitely puts great content, Pink Panther. Thank you. Thought his suit was bulletproof. Thought he had a bulletproof suit on.
That's what we said.
I didn't know he had a shot in his chest. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
His adrenaline must have been pumping, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say. I think everybody's was, but his for sure. His for sure.
So how long from the shooting until you're able to leave? How long was that time?
Probably like 15, 20 minutes.
LB Green, hey Fish Slayer, good looking Staxx busy. I see the 30. Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Percussionist, what's going on? Buckshot, how are you? Thank you all for joining us tonight. So after you leave, do you ever get a phone call or anything, anybody asking you any type of questions?
No.
Nothing.
No. Actually, ABC News reached out to me today and I ignored them.
Oh, because you wanted to come on Staxx's show first. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not going on ABC. That's absolutely asinine. I will not do that.
Wow, I get the exclusive.
Yeah, like there's so many people that are trying to contact me now because my video has I think my original video has so many views and so many people are getting it now and sharing it, and now everybody wants me to come do something, and I get like, I'm starting to get like, I'll stay with like the low key, like smaller, like the ones that aren't gonna like snip my words and twist them into something that they're not, and then hand it to the FBI, and the FBI, like I just am not doing it. I'm not.
No. I ain't gonna do that.
No, I kind of had that feeling. Like I kind of scoped you out a bit. Like you're definitely not like ABC, NBC. Like I'm not messing with those people.
Yeah, they.
I mean, I'll go on a couple smaller ones if I'm asked to, but I'm not going on mainstream media. No way.
They'll change the narrative.
Right. News
don't tell the truth. Look what CNN said about it. What did they say? Bunch of wild stuff.
Can you give me my drink?
Here, check out this. I wish I could play it, but there's music in the background. That's when he first came on, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so you could see where you were. This is right where you were, basically, right?
That was my video.
So this is where you were standing, like 5 rows back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, that's why I sent you that video so you could see exactly where I was.
Look that way! He's over there! He came from over there!
Oh, so see all the people pointing? They're like, he came from over there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like people aren't pointing this out.
Look that way! He's over there! He came from over there!
And then you keep my like, look, they look over the bleachers. Like you see Secret Service come over.
Bam! Is that where the Secret Service was? Up in those bleachers right there?
They went up there, yeah, and pulled that guy down. But then everybody's looking over the bleachers.
So do you think maybe it came from somewhere over the bleachers or behind the bleachers?
Like behind the bleachers. Like they're looking behind the bleachers. That's it. It came somewhere from that direction, and that's what they're looking to see where the shots came from, because they know damn well they came from back there.
That's wild, because this isn't being talked about. The grassy knoll area. yeah, the grassy knoll area.
What's that? Everybody has been commenting that on my video too. Like, oh,
That's
Kennedy.
the JFK, the grassy knoll where the shooter was.
Okay.
That never was founded.
Look that way. He's over there. He came from over there.
And I was just literally a couple rows back from them.
They're all saying he's over there. He's
I know.
over there.
And we heard that, and my husband's standing right here. We heard that in real time. Like, we heard them saying he's over there, he's over there.
Is he hit?
Is he hit? They said, is he hit?
And then that's when they were like, everybody was like, shoot her down, shoot her down.
So they're thinking that was the shooter, but there's this other guy on the roof with a rifle.
Yes, they think the shooter's over behind the bleachers, but then Secret Service is looking to the right of Trump, and they're like, he's over here, he's over here. So, like, it was so beyond. There were shots coming from both directions, and I don't care what anybody says. At least one was shot from the right, and I honestly, truly, wholeheartedly believe that may have just been a distraction shot.
Could have been.
Because it makes no sense for Trump to have been hit from the front right with his left ear.
Yeah, when you look at this map, it's kind of hard to believe. See where the shooter is. See where Trump was on the stage. He wasn't looking at the shooter. He was looking to his right. So he would have got dinged right in the face.
That's what I'm saying. He was looking at the shooter.
He was looking to the right of the shooter. So
yeah.
it would have hit this side of his face.
That's what, not the right.
Yeah, so it's kind of
like
not
his left
sense.
side was like if they would have shot from the front like that, it would have taken this side, like this side of his face, this side of his ear, not the back side of his ear.
And here's the bullet flying by his head.
Coming from the left.
It could be coming from the left. That's wild.
Because I don't understand like how he would get a good enough angle to hit his ear from that side when his right ear was tucked.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
I don't either. And I am no gun expert, so don't take what I say, but it just doesn't, I mean, really, you don't have to be a gun expert to know, like, if you're facing this way and you get shot straight on, you're going to get hit in the face or, like, this side of your ear, not the ear that's tucked to your shoulder.
Now explain this picture to me.
Oh, dude. So, like an hour before Trump got to the venue, the flag got tangled by the breeze and it formed an angel, and the angel was just kind of like flowing for several hours before Trump, for like an hour before they fixed it, before Trump landed. But that was like that, like right before Trump got there.
That's wild,
isn't it?
It's crazy. So there's going to be a lot more information coming out. I really appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me talk, giving me a platform, a safe one. Don't turn me into the FBI. I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to deal with them.
I don't like rats, so you're safe over here.
Okay.
If I'll hit you up for an update down the road. I'll do some more research. I'll get some more maps and things we can go over. We'll get more video, and you can maybe we'll see you in the video. We'll get a video where it shows you guys at the rally. But I really appreciate it. And her Instagram and TikTok is in the description of this video. Go follow her. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. I will send you stuff as I find it.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
And if you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like the show, too bad. Start your own podcast.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.